the clock struck 2:36 a.m. A cold breeze rustled the curtains in room 7 of the Windermere Estate, a towering Victorian-era mansion nestled deep in the fog-covered woods of Cumbria. The hallway was dead silent, except for the faint creak of wooden floorboards somewhere in the distance. The estate's German shepherd, Bruno, was barking furiously outside, his chain rattling against the gate. Inside the mansion, CCTV monitors in the control room flickered once, then went black. Down the long, carpeted corridor, lit dimly by antique wall lamps, Theodore Grayson, a stern but tired old man, sat in his armchair with a tumbler of scotch. He had barely slept in weeks.
There's something in this house.
He had whispered earlier to his maid, Mrs. Ellen Parks, a widow in her 50s.
I see it. Standing by my bed some nights. It watches.
She had thought it was stress. So had his family. But the security guard, Amir, swore he had seen a shadow move behind the west window when no one was in the room. Theodore stood up and closed the balcony door. Suddenly, the lights flickered. A soft tapping came from the other side of the wardrobe door. 3 slow knocks. Then silence. He froze.
Who's there?
He said aloud, voice cracking. He opened the drawer beside his bed and took out a torch. Shaking hands, cold sweat, he approached the wardrobe, opened it. Nothing. Just clothes. Still air. Then behind him, a mechanical hiss. The room's temperature plummeted. Theodore turned around slowly and saw something. No, someone standing by the curtain. Not a ghost, not a demon. A figure in black tactical gear, masked, gloved, like a shadow with bones. Theodore gasped.
What the hell?
The figure lunged forward without a word. In a split second, a quiet humming sound, like a suppressed vibration, and the man's body jolted violently. No scream, no fight, just a thud as he hit the floor. The killer stood over him, holding a sleek, dark glove, faintly glowing near the wrist. A small needle-like device retracted from the other hand, silently draining the blood through invisible veins. The body turned pale, almost white. Not a drop spilled. The killer walked out as quietly as he had entered, locking the door behind him. Down the hallway, a maid stepped out with sleepy eyes, heard a faint click, but saw nothing. The camera stayed black for another 15 minutes. By morning, Mr. Theodore Grayson was dead. His body found lifeless in a locked room, white as marble, neck broken, not a trace of blood, not a single clue. And the house whispered again.
Welcome to Thriller Maze. From haunted rooms to forbidden love, from twisted minds to heartwarming moments. Don't just listen, feel the story. Subscribe now and enter the maze.
A chill hangs in the hallway. Mrs. Ellen Parks, a lifelong servant of the Grayson family, adjusts her shawl and walks slowly toward room 7, balancing a tray with her usual morning tea and blood pressure tablets for Mr. Theodore Grayson. The lights flicker slightly as she nears the door. She pauses. No light leaks from beneath the door. No sounds from inside. The German Shepherd Bruno isn't barking anymore. Also, Ellen notices he's nowhere in sight either. She knocks gently.
Sir, it's Ellen. Tea's here.
No response. Another knock. Nothing. Heart thudding. She pulls out the backup key and opens the door with a slow creak. The tray falls to the floor. Theodore Grayson is lying in a twisted heap near the fireplace. Eyes open, unblinking. Mouth agape, skin pale, white, bloodless. Within 10 minutes, the house descends into panic. The security guard runs to check the camera logs, only to find the CCTV system recorded nothing from 2:34 to 2:49 a.m. House staff gather in whispers. The maids cross themselves. Mrs. Helena Grayson, Theodore's wife, arrives trembling.
Theo. Oh God, no. What happened?
She tries to touch him, but freezes in horror at the sight of his eyes. Frozen mid-fear. Elliot Grayson, the elder son, enters next. He drops to his knees, staring in disbelief.
His neck, it's broken, but there's no blood, nothing, not a drop.
Dominic Grayson, the younger son, pushes past his mother.
This isn't natural. There's something wrong with this house. I've said it for weeks.
He storms out into the hallway, punching the wall. An hour later, Cumbria police arrive. Leading the response is Detective Inspector Colin Radford, an older man with a wrinkled brow, tired eyes, and no patience for superstition. He steps into room 7 and squats beside the body. A forensic officer speaks.
Neck's been snapped. No bruising. No struggle. Skin temperatures below average. Bloodless. But we found no puncture wounds.
So, what are you saying? Radford growls. We're saying we don't know how he died. Security office, 8 a.m. Constable Amir Desai, the night guard, shows the corrupted footage. It just went dead, sir, right when it happened. Sabotage? Radford asks. Could be, but it's wired into backup power. That shouldn't have been possible. Servants' quarters. Later. The servants huddle, whispering like children at a ghost story. Mary, a 20-year-old kitchen maid, shakes her head.
I told them I saw a shadow behind the grand staircase 3 nights ago.
And what about the voice?
Says another maid.
The one that called my name from the dark.
Mary asks. They all fall silent. Back upstairs, Helena Grayson sits in the drawing room, eyes blank, holding her husband's cufflink. Elliot stands beside her.
Mom, what if it's not human?
Helena closes her eyes.
Don't say that. Just don't.
London, 9:25 a.m. Same day as the murder. A shaft of early light filters through thick drapes in a minimalist, book-filled apartment on the second floor of an old Georgian building. The room smells faintly of coffee and leather-bound books. The walls are lined with framed photographs of London alleys, chemical experiments, old maps, and an antique violin. Julian Drake, 27, sits cross-legged on the floor, eyes closed, motionless, as if meditating, but he is not meditating. He's reconstructing a crime scene in his mind. On the floor in front of him, a table-sized whiteboard of photos, sticky notes, autopsy reports, diagrams, all from a cold case he solved last week before the police even got a lead. His fingers tap his knee rhythmically, like a clock ticking behind his eyes. Door opens. Oliver Drake, 20, energetic, hoodie half-zipped, steps in with 2 coffees and a university satchel slung over his shoulder.
All right, Sherlock 2.0, you forgot breakfast again.
Julian opens his eyes, sharp as a scalpel, calm, calculating, precise. I didn't forget. I was eliminating impossibilities.
Meaning you forgot.
Julian smirks faintly, stands, and reaches for the coffee. Suddenly, his phone buzzes. Private number. Unusual. He rarely gives out his number. He answers, voice steady.
Julian Drake.
A voice on the other end, mature, strained, official.
Mr. Drake, my name is Inspector Colin Radford, Cumbria Police. I don't usually make personal calls, but this one's different.
Julian listens without interrupting. Radford continues.
This morning, at Windermere Mansion, a man was found dead. Broken neck, bloodless body, no wounds, no forced entry. CCTV cut out. No one saw a thing.
Julian's eyes narrow. He turns to a world map pinned with red threads. So, you have a locked room mystery, no motive, no killer, and no logic.
Correct.
Then why call me? Radford hesitates.
Because I was told by the coroner, this looks like something Julian Drake would understand.
A long pause. Julian walks slowly to his window, staring out at the rooftops of London. He sips his coffee, then turns to Oliver. Pack your bag.
Wait, where are we going?
To a place where murder wears a mask called Ghost.